All right, we're going to make web pages today, and I'm basically going to show you some of the insides out of how the web works. But the important part is when you leave here today, what I want you to do is from Cloud9, download your template.html and then attach it out on Slack. You don't have to zip it up or anything, just attach it out on Slack. And the reason I'm having you do this is I want to make sure you have a template, because at any time you want to start a web page, you don't have to type all this stuff in. This is like repeating every time you do a web page, you do these same things. And again, you learn how to do this template file in the tutorial HTML Essentials. It's near the end of the way you use a template is you open it up and then you say File Save As, and you save it. Today we'll just call it test1.html. So if you all have that, we'll go out there to Cloud9, and I'll open up my template. And you can see it has a doc type in here, and I'll talk about all these pieces. But then as I go through my presentation today, then you can fill this in. Now, we don't want to change the template. What we want to do is right mouse click on it, duplicate down here, and set up a new file. So, and then I'm going to rename this. I'm going to have to call it test2 because I already have a test1. So here's my new file, and then I go in and put in the name of the file. And then I'm going to noodle around and update my date. And then I'll probably put in my title. So, but we'll do this as we go along. But I want to show you the process of using that template over and over and over. Now, I'd probably want to move this test1 up into my HTML folder. You know, get it out of your root. You don't want too much stuff in your root. So this is the way the web works. And I'm going to go out to that tutorial really quick. And the way the web works is if I'm the server and you all are browsers, what you would do is you would send me a request and say, give me a web page. So you'd send me a request. I'd see that request. I would find that file, make a copy of it, and then send it back to you. So this is called client server. So you click on your computer, it sends it across the internet to the server. The server makes a copy of that file and then sends it back. Now, it doesn't send back a whole file. It breaks it into small packets and sends the packets. And it's a really ingenious solution because if some of those packets get lost, they have overlapping data. And so the browser can rebuild the web page even though a lot of packets get lost. So it's a really cool function. So go out on Google and do a web search and tell me how many web servers are out there. It's just an estimate. How many web servers are out there in the world doing all of this? I want you to do a web search. So what are you going to search for? How about how many web servers? How many? 80 billion? And what date was that?
Like over 1 billion. Yeah, over 1 billion.
Anybody else got another number?
I don't want to go back.
Or we just take one number and say on the web, oh, that's the right number. Now let's dig a little deeper. What's some other numbers? What does the web tell you? 60 million? 860 million. Okay, how old is that data? Is it from 1990? Yeah, so the web's been, see, I watched the web happen, and people will say, no, this is just a fluke, it'll go away. So how many websites are there? So ask Google how many websites there are. Make sure you check the date to see how accurate your information is. Because if it's from 2014 or 2001, it's not going to be really up to date and accurate. Well, that was a long time ago. That's ancient history.
As of October of 2014, there's over 1 billion websites on the web today.
1 billion websites.
1.2 billion.
So what's the difference between a website and a web server? Who can tell me? Difference between a website and a web server?
I don't know.
You can guess.
It holds, the web server holds the websites.
Yes.
Yeah.
And can a web server have lots of websites? From the numbers we've seen, yeah, absolutely. So now I have a web server, but I think it's in California. I'm not quite sure though. It's with Bluehost. So I pay $20 a month for my web server, and then I can put all my files out there, and then do all, and that's web explorations. I also have another one for Peter K. Johnson. So for all of these millions of servers, imagine this, they all have to have their own name. They also have their own unique IP address, which is like a house address. So when you type in a name like webexplorations.com or peterkjohnson.com, that goes to a specific computer that has a specific number. And so I pay $14 a year to keep those names, and I'm the only one in the whole world, really the whole universe, that has peterkjohnson.com. Okay, so these millions of servers, they each have a unique domain name, which is a pretty cool thing when you think globally. Can anybody think of any other type of server? We're talking about web servers now. What other type of servers might there be? How about YouTube? What's YouTube?
Video platform.
So it's a video server, right?
Yeah,
I mean, that's really all it does. Now, it works like a web server, but it's specifically videos.
alright.
How about a printer server? Or a server that, what about Cloud9? What's Cloud9? That's
Coding
not a
server.
web server.
A coding server.
A coding server, yeah, development server. We would call it an application server.
Right.
All right, so there's lots of different servers out there besides just web servers. Here's the way that it works. If you'll open up your template, everybody has a template, they saved it as test one, because we don't want to wreck up your template. So open up your test1.html, and let's take a look at it. But you can see that this is the magic character here, is this less than. And whenever the browser sees that less than, it says, oh, I got a command to do. And so each of these is a command. So it says, oh, I got to do HTML. And then I'm stopping the HTML. And then here's my head. Here's the end of my command. And it does head stuff. Here it does meta stuff. Here it does a title stuff.
There we go.
And then it comes here and it says, oh, less than slash. It says, oh, stop the title stuff. Then start the style stuff. You might not have the style. And then here I started the head, and here I stopped it. Do you see this group right here? And then the browser comes in and says, oh, another command. I got to do body stuff. And so all of these less thans are commands to the browser to tell how to display the information. And notice that almost every start tag has a stop tag. And the nice thing in Cloud9 is if I highlight, if I put my cursor on head, you can see down here it highlights the stop tag. So you can double check to make sure you always have a stop tag. So just put your cursor on a tag, like the body tag, and then you can see where the stop body is. Now there's another magic symbol, it's an ampersand. I'll show you that in just a minute. Here's the rules that you have to remember for the browser to work properly. The browser is just a program. So somebody programmed it, either at Google Chrome or Microsoft or Firefox. And so it's just a series of program statements. So every element has a start-stop tag. And then an element is the whole thing. So your body element would be everything from your start body, your stop body, and everything in the middle. Your tags are the things with the brackets around them. And every start tag must have a stop tag, except for meta tags, breaks, horizontal rules, and images. And you'll see these. These are just a single tag. And then the other part is there's attributes. So if I have an image tag, I can give it, it's like an adjective. It's like this is the attribute that tells it what file to display, and this is an attribute telling the alternate text. So each tag has unique attributes, so you have to know what those attributes are to get the browser to do things properly. All right, now if you look at on your template, we got our head tag, and the first thing is meta, and meta means about. If I say metaphysics, what does that mean? What's the definition of metaphysics? Meta means about. It's about physics, right? Easy. How about metadata? You've all heard about the word metadata, right? What is it? Data about data. What do you think our meta tags are about? Well, these are our tags. This is information about the web page. So if you look out of Cloud 9,